Guys, welcome right back to the Screen Team. My name is Chris. This is Tracy, and we've got a good review for you this evening. It's an interesting review about a movie you might not have heard of. It's called The Final Girls. And Tracy, this was a movie that you really wanted to see. You saw it. What did you think of it?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
It's very surreal. There's elements in there where they don't exactly break the fourth barrier dimension, but they might as well have.
Yeah.
They know they're in a movie, and they're stepping over subtitles. They're calling out, "Let's go to flashback."
Yeah.
It's awesome the way that they manipulate it, kind of like the way Scream did when they talk about, you can't be promiscuous because you'll die first.
There's rules in the horror genre, correct?
Yes. And number one, don't be promiscuous.
Because if you do, the slasher or the main killer guy is going to come after you and take care of business, right?
Which they use to their advantage. They manipulate. They have a girl there who's the promiscuous character.
Mm-hmm.
And so they want to summon the bad guy for all these booby traps, which were awesome. And so they unleashed her striptease. And, of course, he comes along and just demolishes everybody. But
yeah. It was an interesting film. I thought it was very creative, the storyline, because you have what is kind of like a ripoff of the Friday the 13th kind of films. I forgot what the names of the films were in this particular film, but you've got a mom and a daughter relationship. The daughter has the mom, and the mom was in all these Friday the 13th spoofs.
Well, I think she was in one, just that one,
Mm-hmm.
Camp Bloodbath,
Mm-hmm.
and she dies.
Oh, did she die in the first one?
She did die originally, and then because she's just the shy girl with a guitar.
Right.
And she's not the final girl. That was the tough one. With
That's what it was. Okay. So she was in that original slasher film, and then something bad kind of happens to her, and let's just, spoiler alert, she dies, basically. And so she kind of gets to revisit her mom by being transported into this horror film.
The only part that I thought in the movie that I sat there and went, what? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
They get into this Volkswagen van, which the girl has seen this movie who knows how many times.
Mm-hmm.
And then when her mom talks, oh my gosh, that's my mom. Well, of course you knew your mom was in the back of the van.
But at the time, they didn't know that they were in the, or did they know that they were in the movie at that time?
Well, they knew that it was the driver and the promiscuous girl.
So. Right. Because they were waiting every 90 minutes or so for. Yeah. Okay. So I thought it was kind of interesting because the one guy, he was like the knower of the horror series, so he would know. Okay, we got to do this at this time. We got to do this at that time, and he was kind of the funny one too.
Yeah.
What did you overall? Is this a movie you'd want to see again?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
My husband laughed about that, and he normally doesn't watch anything scary,
mm-hmm.
which wasn't really scary. It was more of a comedy, but
right.
And I loved it. It was one of those that I would watch over and over again.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned the Scream. It's not as scary as Scream, but it has those same kind of elements where it's trying to be funny, and it's a horror film inside of a horror film kind of thing. So I thought it was really, really good too. I thought it kind of had a feeling of a straight to DVD kind of feeling to it. So I don't know if it was lacking money, but even the production value I thought was good, especially with the CGI, and like you said, how they had those dream
the
flashback sequences, and I thought those were well done. They had a famous cast in it, so I don't know why it kind of had that straight to DVD feel to it to me, but that's really my only negative thing to say about it.
Probably not enough action scenes where you're at the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think this movie is rated R, I think.
Well, there's a little bit of content.
Yeah. There was no nudity in it, but I think there is a lot of cussing.
Suggestive and
adult themes and stuff like that. The movie stars, we can't even pronounce that name, Taissa Farmiga. That's Vera Farmiga's sister. It also stars Malin Ackerman, Adam Devine, who's a funny guy, and also Chloe Bridges. So a lot of famous people and a lot of people you might not have seen before. And the movie is called The Final Girls. And this is definitely a movie Tracy would see again. I would definitely see it again as well. You can find it on DVD. Coming up after the break, we're going to review a movie that a lot of the members here on the Screen Team helped create. It is called The Wishmaker. We'll get to that next, right here on KWOC.